What is up, guys? It's Guildspire here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy 14. Before we get started with Jiva here, let us go out and say hi to our retainers. But hopefully y'all are doing well on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon. I know I am. What the hell is going on over here? Jesus. Freaking crafting party is what it is. What is happening? What are they crafting? I've never seen so many people just kind of out there crafting like that before. Interesting, very interesting. Let's see what you got, friendo. Let's complete this. We got the latex, but we did not get what we wanted, which is very upsetting. And more latex as well. What in the world? Alright, well, I guess we'll have to relax for a bit in that regard. We'll see what we might need as we continue with our leatherworking. I was really hoping for the blue fox hide, in all honesty, because that's what's remaining in the 36 to 40 range. That's all we need, but it's gotten from there, and it's pretty random too, so I might just have to go ahead and buy it. Ah, good. Rose, good. Something that's happened recently that has not happened in a long time. An order has come from Ishgard. You cannot play with the light butter. I'm sorry. A merchant named Eld has requested a selection of Fen Yi's finest goods. I've seen to it personally that she will get our best. I want you to deliver the guild samples to her at the Jeweled Corsair, but only because I can trust the important part of this task to you and you alone. If I know anything of merchants, this is a prelude to a substantial order. The guild will not take it. Our production puts the balance of the 12's wood in enough peril as it is. There, I believe you can turn her down without offering offense, and if she is insistent, you have learned how to say no for me. In any case, I trust I won't be hearing more about the matter. Well, what I'm hearing is that though the guild will not take it, I, as an independent leather worker, however, and or representative of Fen Yi, will, is what I'm hearing here. And I guess we'll have to find out. But not meant to have been back in Ishgard, actually, now that I think about it. But it should be over in the Jeweled Corsair. Let's head on over. Yeah, I would like to get a lot of the items in my inventory out at some point and craft some other things. We'll see what that looks like, though. Before I do forget, let me pop my engineering manual. Welcome to Eld's House of Excellence. Our signboard is newly hung, but I promise you'll find no finer leatherworker in all of Ishgard. Oh, the guild representative, I beg your pardon, miss. I did not expect you so soon. If you will allow me to look at your samples. Goodness, Fen Yi's foundry puts my best to shame. These will sell splendidly. Please deliver your guildmaster my compliments in order for 1,000 circles of leather. That's a lot, friend. You can't? No, you have the right of it. I should have known filling such a large purchase would mean a great loss of life in the Black Shroud. I'm very new to this, honestly. Could you help me? Oh, excuse me. That was rather forward. It's just your hands. They're the hands of a true artisan. Callous but strong. Deft. I'm a poor leatherworker myself, and I could use an experienced advisor. Someone who can give me a fresh perspective. And we are all in dire need of fresh perspective. But I should let you draw your own conclusions, shouldn't I? Please go and speak with the shopkeepers around here as a customer. I'm certain you'll see what I'm getting at. Ah, my dear miss, what house do you serve? Oh, I see. Shopping for yourself, eh? Well, my wares are most reasonably priced. In fact, I take great pride in delivering the cheapest goods to the lowborn. I will not be undersold. I guess this is basically at the beginning of Heaven's Ward, an essence of timeline. I always have to kind of remind myself that when we do these and kind of go back in time, for lack of a better term. Warm welcome to you, miss. Please feel free to visit our many, many shops. Hey, you little shite. What you doing? Well, you knocked my freaking power strip off from the freaking zip ties. Why you do this? Do not be such a nuisance, will you? Otherwise, I shall tape you to a wall. Would you like to be taped to a wall? I think he wants to be taped to a wall. Do you want to be taped to a wall? Do you want to be taped to a wall? I think you want to be taped to a wall. Is that the case? You're being so good earlier. Before stream, you were cuddling and purring and getting scritchies and pats. And now that the stream started, you decided that you wanted to be a nuisance. Why is that? He's like, I don't know. I just am. I'm gonna do not touch the microphone. I'm gonna fold you up into a little ball. He knocked loose the power strip from its zip ties. To be fair, I could probably do to secure it a little bit more, and so now I'm folding him into a butter ball. How do you feel now, butter? Fold it into a butter ball. Lump of butter. He does not seem deterred. Nor does he care. He was like, well, this is my life now. Alright, how about this? Can I put you in my lap, and if I give you the occasional scritch, will you be satisfied? He's like, no, I shall not be satisfied, for I want freedom. And freedom is what you shall give me. And scritchies, and pats, and more. Isn't that right? That is what Butter wants. From Highborn Lord to working commoners, we strive to accommodate everyone's needs, but one word about the cheaper merchandise. If it seems too good to be true, it most likely is. Before I continue, I need to just adjust the power strip real quick, lest it does fall and things start turning off. But someone, yes, looking at this particular kitten, decided to harass my power set. Oh, and also take down the power brick from that. That's fantastic. On the floor now, and he is purring up a freaking storm. Because I'm pretty sure what he wants is just for me to be down here for whatever reason, so that he might lay in my lap. Lay in my lap up there. What's the big deal? You are a strange woman. Hi. Why are you in such a good mood now that I'm on the ground? What is up with that, huh? You just like me being on your level? Is that it? Like being in the chair all the time? Like a different elevation once in a while? Okay. We're gonna go back to culling up here, and you are going to be the bestest boy in the world. That sound reasonable, Butterboy? Okay. Let's see if he settles down now. I'm doubtful of that, mind you, as he immediately goes to jump off. No, you stay. You stay. He's like, no, I do not, sir. If you must go shopping, can I do so in the broom, sir? What, must I meet myself again and again? I do not have anything to sell to the likes of you. Do you understand? You do not have the guild to buy what I have to offer. I have wasted far too much time explaining myself. I have an appointment with the Count de there. Good day, miss. Well, aren't you a pleasant fellow? Hello. All I wanted was to give me daughter a nice dress for her name day. Even got in the bloody gill. Why can't the poor get nothing nice even if we've got the coin to buy? Are we all in the Discords by chance? Oh, it looks like we all are in the Discords. Let's see if I can finish this up and then I will undeafen. Alright, but are you going to behave if I let you go? I feel like the answer is no. It's the face of a misbehaving boy. Yes, it is. Alright, I'll be there in just 1 second. Pardon me, madam. Which of these is best? I need a present to charm my wife, and I can't choose between what all seem to be splendid bags. Thank you for saying so, sir, but if you aren't in a hurry, we'd schedule to get a shipment of far finer than these soon. Finer, eh? Well, only the best for my bride. Could you hold your favorite for me under the name Ortfalchel? Ah, how did you find this shopkeep? Something in their attitude struck you as a miss, yes? Yes, the merchants are concerned only with the coin of nobles, and pay little need to any need of the lowborn that is not low price. The artisans aren't much better. Those that fail to please the high houses are overwhelmed with orders. They slap something shoddy together and sell it to the commoners. As a result, it's difficult for many Ishgardians to find anything but the worst goods. But why, I ask you? It's a commoner's coin lesser... But why, I ask you? Is a commoner's coin lesser than a lord? Shouldn't merchants offer high-quality products for everyone? I believe we should. We all deserve well-made goods that are within our budgets. I open the shop for all Ishgard, from the Hoplon to the broom. Not everyone shares my belief, but if you see the value of my ideas, I'd love to have your expert advice. I do hope we meet again, my friend. Alright, let me mute the Discord real quick. And then I shall undeafen. Hello. Are you guys good being on stream? Okay. Sounds good. I don't think the missions will take too long. Hi, Butter. What are you doing? No, no. Don't touch wires. Alright, sounds good. In that case, I'll probably do some leather working until Josh is ready. Were you just doing all of your glamour crafting, I take it?
Not really. He left. Bye, Josh.
Butter, why are you so zoomified right now? Hi. Will you lay down if I give you some head scratchies?
The answer is always no.
I mean, in this case he did. He laid down on his side next to my keyboard. Or he'll continue to try and harass me, but at least all the while getting scritched and pat. Isn't that right, Butter? So imagine the plan more or less is just to do that Mesquite and then go our separate ways.
Yep, we'll get to the next part and then we can do it some other time.
Sounds good. Okay, if you know what's good for you, you will stop trying to harass all the wires. Tangled up in the microphone wires. That's fine. Okay, that's less fun. Don't touch those wires. Never had a cat so hell-bent on touching everything that he shouldn't.
Usually their favorite thing to do.
He was pretty good about it for the most part. There's a little bit of training on like, okay, don't do X, Y, and Z, but for the most part, she was pretty good about it. Better. Alright, well, it looks like we're gonna be a little bit before we do jump into the MSQ. So let's do. Do not put your claws into the curtains, you little shite. You know better than to do that. You just look at me like, no, I don't. That's a lie. I swear. My hope is that as he gets closer and closer to 1-year-old, he'll chill out a little bit more. But my hopes of that are quickly fading at times. Appa. Swatted at him, and now he's just sitting on the floor looking at me like, yes, pet me. It's like, no, that was negative attention. You do not want to be thwapped on the head. He's like, on the contrary, I very much do. Yes, you're very cute rolling around there down on the ground. I promise you, you are a very cute kitten. That being said, can I help you? I've tried petting you up here on the desk. I've tried petting you in my lap. I'll give you a head scratch. Is that what you want? A head scratch? Are you satisfied? No, of course not. Why would I think that you are? Why would I think that you are? That would be all too easy. Alright, let's go great strides and blessin'. Frankie should be grabbing Butters soon though, so won't have to worry about his shenanigans for too long. But in the meanwhile, we'll just go through all of these real quick. I should also probably do one of the daily bounties. Wouldn't be a bad idea, or rather one of the missions from Maelstrom. Would not be a half bad idea. Well, let's do this, and then we'll do standard and basic. I think that should be enough for us to close this out with the blessing. You are a bit too close to the Ethernet cord for my liking, Butter. He is purring up a storm as I currently am stepping on him, restricting his ability to do more mischief. Are you having fun, you little kitten? I think, unfortunately, the answer is yes. If having possession of my toes will make you behave, I will gladly lend them to you. On the contrary, though, he's decided to go back to the Ethernet cord and all but lag switch me and knock stream offline, potentially. It's good. It probably stuttered there for a moment. I'm surprised the game did not kick me off, in fact. I really do need to find a way to like reinforce that housing in some way, shape, or form, because it shouldn't lose connection in that way just by him touching the wire. It had to be a really loose connection for it to do so, which is probably something that I should bring up to ITS here on campus, because they might be able to assist me in that regard. We just need to level up once more here. And then let's go Great Strides and Blessing. Perfect. And the wristbands crafted up. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything that we're really missing as far as ingredients for the next line of things. Okay. You need to come here, Cat. You know exactly what you just did. Yeah, you do. As soon as I got up and he saw my headset is off, he bolted to go underneath the bed because he decided it'd be a fantastic idea to grab my the wire to my mouse, since I use it wired just for lower latency. And he knew exactly that he effed up. Which, good, I suppose. That's what you wouldn't do it in the first place, though. Alright. So I think that's the last of what I can make on this page. Woolen cloth. That is right. We do need to send them out for more fleece, I believe. So might as well get that out of the way. Let's make sure I do get the right thing. Woolen yarn. Yep, fleece. So let's send you out on a venture hunting. Is it 36? No, looks like it's above. There's down. Maybe it's actually lower. Yep, it is lower. Hi, yes, I know you very much want attention, clearly, friend. Alright, so let's take a look. Level 46. Do not pick out the curtains. Those are not ours. Even if they were, I'd prefer you not. Right, 46, raptor skin skirt. So that's 1, 2. You are getting very rambunctious, and I'm about to put you into a carrier. Okay. We're going to see if Frank can take you. I'll be right back. Alright, well, it looks like Frankie's actually finishing up the laundry and thus will be able to take the rambunctious Zoomy boy here momentarily. Until then, you are going to stay right here in my lap. No, you stay. You do not move. Or you are in timeout. Yes, you are in what's called timeout. I know you don't understand that concept all too well, but you shall be contained. Your unit cannot be trusted around the wires currently, or you decided that that would be the best way to get my attention. Yeah, little shite. Lucky I don't make you just sit here and dance for chat. Yeah, I can make you just sit here and dance for chat. And I was pinching his cheeks. He does not seem to care. So, be a little bit less rambunctious. You got that? You got that? You little brat. What did I say? You stay. Alright. So, that's what, 2... Come here. There we go. And looks like potentially 3. It was level 55. Yeah, so we need 3. So we need 3 of those. Sir, calm down. Raw material list. Yeah, so we're good with just that. I'll hold you like this then. I'll hold you like the small little baby man you are. Don't grab the microphone. I swear. Alright, so we don't have the woolen cloth in that case. But we can make the thigh boots, so let's go ahead and do that. He is what I would call determined right now to be a little mischief maker. On one hand, he wants attention. On the other hand, he wants to make it known that he is displeased in receiving attention as long as he is not able to maneuver around in the way in which he has determined is necessary. I swear. 1 yarn. Master's Mend will do it. And we actually just might be good to send it with great strides. Oh, I forgot to... I was about to say, like, why does the durability seem off? And then I realized that actually kind of works out. Spoken Blood. Alright, let's take a look at the summoning bell and see what we can do with that. Hunting. I want to say that we can get that. Alright, let's go through the list. 1 through 5, no. 6 through 10, that's Peaskin. 11 through 15, no. 16 through 20, no. 21 through 25, Scale Skin. Yeah, 25. 26 through 30, no. 31 through 35, no. 36 through 40, here we are. We'll assign you to grab that for us. Sir, I need you to not. You are very, very zoomied, and I understand you want to get all that zoomified energy out of you, but you're going to do so by messing with my wires and my setup during stream. Not allowed. It's not allowed. Nope, 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 nope. I have my finger on the bridge of his nose between his eyes, and he's just kind of squinting at me. And I'm gonna grab you by your feet. And that way you can't do anything. Okay, so we need the Spoken Blood, which is currently on its way. So let's synthesize this then. Perfect. And then another one. And two. And let's do Great Strides and Blessing to finish it off. Hey, look at that. We got our cordials. Alright, the jacket we can do next. No, we cannot. We are out of air shards for once. Let's over to the market board and buy 1,000, I guess. So, shard. Wind shard. Ideally just like 1,000. But I guess I can just do it this way. Better. Better. Okay, well. I'm gonna see if Frankie can take him real quick, as well as if I can grab some tissues, because my nose has started running again, so we'll be right back. Well, now that butter is occupied elsewhere, we should be good to craft in relative peace. I do say relative peace. Alright, let's do what we've been doing. We're getting closer and closer to 52. I do want to join that, but can't do it right now, I know. So which means we're probably ready for the MSQ dungeon, which I will say accidentally did do during a leveling, but, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like I'm off ever so slightly. It's fine, but I feel like I must have messed up somewhere along the line. Hello.
Hello. Howdy.
Are we ready?
Yep. Just all I need is essentially Sarah to finish that cutscene and we're all good.
Cool, cool.
I'm not in the cutscene.
Says you're in the cutscene. I don't know what dying.
Oh, I guess kinda. I'm just trying on stuff from the store.
Yeah.
I was in my dream fitting.
Your dream fitting?
I like that actually. I didn't realize that was an option until one day I just like was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna lay in this bed and see what happens.
I didn't know about it. I think you said something about it, and I was like, "What are you talking about? You didn't used to be able to do that."
Yeah, that was cool.
What is it?
Whenever you're in the the inn, like if you go to see an innkeeper and you go to your room, if you lay in the bed, it gives you an option for dream fitting, and you can like see like all the stuff in the store and other areas, and you can try on outfits and stuff.
Huh. That's interesting.
called-
I actually did not
It's
know
called
that.
a dream fitting, so you can see if you like it before you buy it.
Makes sense.
They can choose all the individual, especially if you're a bunny girl, because a lot of things, especially headpieces, don't work on bunnies.
I think
guess-
they
I said bunny
changed
girl,
that to some
but-
degree. But I forget.
Some, but it's still a lot of headpieces that don't work.
There.
Oh, but you seem to be in the wrong class there.
Oh,
Yeah, give me one moment. I'm kind of in the middle of something. Okay.
Were you just saying okay, or was that an okay to start? I don't know what the okay was.
Give me 1 second.
Okay,
Hold on.
yeah. I was just wanting to make sure. You said okay, and I was very confused by that. This is a very gloomy boat.
boat?
Yeah. Are you guys able to come back to this if we like leave?
What do you mean? Come back to it
To
like
come-
the boat?
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is yes. There, you can go to where you started the MSQ, and it will bring you to the boat.
Oh, okay. Okay. I could. Okay, that's cool, I guess.
Give me just one moment, okay?
Hmm.
I am. I am using a work break for this.
Okay, then ready us up, and I will, I'll just like, actually, let me finish this one thing. Come on, game, be kind.
You kind
Is
of
the
what?
game ever kind?
There we go. There, where are you?
The Maelstrom place.
Okay, I'll be right there, and then I can actually, you can cure us while I'm teleporting. I don't see you. Oh. Get away from the crowd of people, please. Come here. Hi.
Hi.
Oh. I lied to you. Trade.
License Lander.
No, keep
I
the
made-
ribbon. I have the ribbon.
I made two. I made 2 sets. That's for
But
you. It's okay.
No.
I'll sell it.
You
I'll sell it then.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Cancel. God damn
Yeah.
it. Trade. There you go.
I
That's
bought the
for you.
ribbon. I just couldn't afford the dress too.
Yeah, it's fucking expensive.
You are beautiful.
I can make them, so thank you for your 69 gil. I appreciate you. Alright, go ahead and case up.
That's my rule. Is like if you trade me anything, I'm giving you 69 gil regardless.
I had a present for Sarah that I wanted to give to her.
I figured as much.
That could
I
have.
appreciate
I could have waited till after my work break. I only get 15 minutes.
Yoshi, I'm sorry.
I know, but I can't guarantee that I won't get a call, is the issue.
We'll keep you alive. It's okay.
That's not the point.
I
It's
know.
like I have to step away from this computer to go on that one for like 20 minutes. And it seems like we're on a boat, and that's the extent of this dungeon.
Well,
Actually,
you
I
leave
want
the
one more
boat.
thing. So,
You start out on the boat.
well,
We start out on a boat. What is this? Did you guys not get that? Am I only got banners?
Portraits.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
everything.
By the way, y'all need to edit your adventure plates and your.
I already did. I'm pretty.
I didn't. I don't think I did it on this character or on this job. I hate that. Like it's real wonky right now. It's like tied to your gear set, and like you swap outfits, like it just doesn't update or devs it when you don't want it to. It's just
Okay. Well.
I wish they gave us more than 20 minutes.
I wish the game was more than just like 4 pages of inventory.
Not that it changes your inventory space, but I do like there's an option for expanded inventory, so you can see 2 pages of inventory at the same time.
there, we good?
Yes.
Gucci. Something I look beautiful. And
What's the point of having level 90 weaving if I can't use it for cute stuff?
well, this is the other.
Oh, okay. I just realized what you're wearing. It's cute on you. They look very different on us.
Yeah. Well, I posted a picture in Discord, like zoomed in too, so you can see. Like I'm using the fairy tale circlet too. Tiara. I dyed it black.
Yeah, I'm gonna add the carnation, the flower one, to my head.
The one that I sent you.
I think it's actually a different one, but same vibe. Rude. actually, that is.
Yeah, so it'll actually be worthwhile.
At least for my Astro, not for my main here. To be fair, my Astro is only like 6 levels behind now, something like that.
There's something on someone there.
How the
Want buffs,
hell did
or-
that happen?
I was wondering if we're doing buffs or not. It's not like a boss, but it kind of is a boss.
I don't have. I'm in White Mage, not in Astro,
Oh,
so
that's right.
there's no buffs. Or not your usual. Anyway, bubble means White Mage.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus. Cool looking boss. Oh, no.
Why did it?
Shelby one shot it.
Not in my wheelhouse.
Do it now. So we don't get hurt.
Can I offer you a bubble in this trying time?
Jesus, that hurt.
You've got some kind of marker
Go
on
right
you.
now.
Yeah, so it will suck in towards whoever that is. In this case,
Oh my god, he is hitting me with fucking vulnerability there. He's on for 40 seconds, this is gonna hurt. Ow!
Okay.
Leave me alone. I don't like the look of this.
that's fine. The spots where the shadows are.
10 more seconds. Make it. Nice. It's gone. No, leave me alone.
Is it?
What are you saying there, Josh?
I hate it here.
I say, but look, I can save you from it.
Oh, is that what you did? I was wondering.
did.
I was like, how the fuck did he just fucking throw me across the map?
I did it. I rescued you so you didn't get sucked in. If I had known the mechanic, I would have tried it the first time, but I didn't know what it did, so.
So you let me take all that damage. Fun.
You didn't die and I healed you, you're fine.
I mean, don't think of
But
it as
did you
fun.
die?
Think of it as science.
Yeah.
Now we know for next time.
To be fair, I knew, but I didn't want to ruin mechanics.
Well, no, I meant the rescue thing.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much anything like that I can rescue you from, though. I learned that with Striking 3.
Nice. I'm glad I only took like 20,000 damage in that fight. But it was for science.
You did take a lot of damage, to be fair.
To be fair, you also didn't even try to get away from it the first time.
Well, I didn't know what it was gonna do.
Yeah, usually when you get marked, you like get away from people.
It depends on the color of the mark.
Okay, well, those marks are gonna be bad for you and anyone around you. So
I disagree.
part, that
I
would
think
be
some
incorrect.
marks are like single target, some are like AoE drops. It just
Sure,
depends.
sure, and
But they're different
you're right,
colors.
Some aren't, but most of the time, it's usually safer.
But they're different colors.
And I also did say, take it away, Josh.
She did say that.
Well, it seems like it didn't hurt anybody else but me.
That's why I told you, take it away, please.
I was I was behind him.
And you stayed behind it. That's my point.
Where am I supposed to go? It's smaller.
Somewhere that's not like right underneath the boss.
But that doesn't take it away. Sounds like I'm taking the marker away to do something with it. Like it's gonna drop the AoE, and I was like, well, no one stands here.
I will give him that. Usually when you say take it away, you take it away from people, not from the boss.
I really couldn't remember the mechanic that I knew he should stand there. that was my only point. That was the only reason I said I do not remember. And I actually just did.
I'm happy to know for future though. I can it's another thing I can
Yeah.
rescue you from.
Gosh, isn't Yankee?
This one's a fun mechanic. I enjoyed this boss.
Maybe if we look directly in her eyes, we can intimidate her.
That sounds exactly like what you want to do against the siren.
Mm-hmm. To Lorelei.
Someone's got one of my
Nice. GG's.
Don't like the sound of morbid advance. Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember this now.
I really
It's
enjoyed
either
this boss fight.
it's either forward or backwards.
Yep.
Yeah, so you just don't want to land in one of those. I forgot all about that until like you said it and then you popped and I was like, oh yeah.
But those circles apply. Bleeding. Or
Bleeding. Yep.
Yeah. Advance.
Nice.
Guess that was
We're going
pretty
backwards. Oh my god. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Why did the first time do so much more damage? I was hoping we would get to the 2 bars. Oh, she interrupted. We might get to 2 bars. We got to 2 bars. Let's go.
I leveled up.
I got a new ability, Bow Shock. 150 to all nearby enemies and instacast. I like that. And it's a dot as well. Oh. So many instacast do I freaking have?
Shit, I'm late.
Go log back in.
I was 10 minutes late.
That's a bad Joshy.
Well, I guess that means that now I can actually go to the next area. By the way, how did you like or dislike healing for Gunbreaker?
About on par as Deathslinger or Deathslinger.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, yeah.
Like, I have my own regen, so like I was casting that during pulls as well, so I have a little bit of mitigation there.
I am surprised to hear you have your own regen, to put it lightly.
I was popping it, yeah.
Yeah, it is on par with Dark Knight with as far as your mitigations go.
To give you insight into Gunbreaker, they are the DPS of tanks. So
That
up
makes
there
sense.
with Dark Knight, hence why both are a bit glass cannony. I want to say Gunbreaker does not get much more significant mitigation. So that was kind of a toe dip into the water, as right now everyone was at 62 except for Gunbreaker. I was like, yeah, I might as well get Gunbreaker to 62. Congratulations, you now stand in Kagune. Make sure I'm Devin real quick. The western port of Hingashi, regrettably the only port in this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, and I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. Ooh, I get new things. I mean, my gear is pretty freaking good. Though, I guess that does better in... Let's see, Vitality, Determination. Though our Tenacity is pretty high up there. These are not what we want. So, I mean, I guess I could grab this. That's a 255 in comparison to a 270. So yeah, we're going to grab the Heaven's Eye materia. Let's see what our friends have to say. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination. Our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Carvalane, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Authard were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yugiri and Gosetsu were forced to come here for the same self reasons we were. They must have found a way to Authard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvalane, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Is desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in the large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze Hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect, or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, you must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course, surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. I'm glad that we're progressing the MSQ. I've kind of missed the progressing the story beats here. Right then, to the hostelry. Hostelry? After you. Hostel? I think it's hostel. Hostelry. I love the vibe and aesthetic of this place, though. Why is there a catfish?
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me,
yes.
I'm to do what I do best.
However, cultures are going to be a little bit different.
1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the seventh dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And how do you know who we are?
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugane and invite you to take refreshments at our...
Of course, Lolorito's involved.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane.
Kagane.
Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion.
Rightfully so, though.
That business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
I mean, yes. The answer is yes.
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
Yeah, given this is Garlean controlled
With the
space.
invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
That is a fair
Well,
proposition.
there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive
Yep.
nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government. Many notable nations and empires have embassies
What
here,
beastman
you know,
is that?
including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
Putting that lightly.
To paraphrase, Kagane is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
Interesting that Lise had no words at all that entire time. Just kind of, yeah, I'm just gonna go along with this. I understand that I am not the politician here. And you must be Rose Hunt, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Saver of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants, and some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. Okay. I appreciate that last one from Hildebrand questline. That's actually really funny. I knew it! May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, my lady. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way, if you'd be so good as to follow me. Well, first thing I want to touch real quick is this shard over here. It'd be in my best interest. Ooh, even some unique shards. Interesting. I'll probably stick on Gunbreaker until we hit 63. Would make sense. I do need to be wary of the level of everything so that I do not accidentally underlevel. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkanto. Loosely translated, the name means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes reference to the aetheryte which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlian, yet I trust its functional is identical. A diplomat and a scholar. Well, wonders never cease. Far Eastern aetheryte technologies have a long and storied tradition, I assure you. This particular example was constructed by the Onishishu Onishishu, a collective of skilled craftsmen who guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you'll find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. Attune if you like. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the aetheryte. Come, come, let's move along. The markets are next. Which actually works out since my ventures are wrapping up. Oh, there's like, this place is actually huge. God dang. We do got our summon bell here, which is excellent. Our timers, both are finished. So let's hit this up. Complete, grab our fleece. And complete. Grab our spoken blood. Is there anything else that I need? Let me quickly switch over to my leather worker to see. So we got our wool. Do we need dodo leather for anything? Doesn't look like it off the bat here. No. Mithril ingots we got. Everything for... Looks like Archaeornis skin will be needed. And looks like a lot of it too, in fact. Because it's 3 pieces for 1 piece of leather. Yeah, so I think we send both of them out for Archaeonoris. So let's sign a venture. Hunting. Archaeonoris. We only get 7 per? Jesus. Okay. Well, that is mildly unfortunate. I wonder if that's something to do with our item level or gear level right now, but for now I guess we'll have to make do. Alright, well, at least they're good to go there. Alright, I should probably switch over to my gunbreaker. And also touch this aether shard. We've arrived at the largest shopping district in Kagane, Kogen Dori. Kagane, as you are doubtlessly unaware, is an ancient Incan word for gold. So in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Aha! Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh-ho, a kindred spirit! What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Those two will get along well. Hancock of the Eastern Aldenard Trading Company. You are with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Kaiten, pray allow me to introduce you to my esteemed guest, but recently come from distant Orizia. This kind of generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Kiten of the Hakuchi clan. It is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. I've received many foreign visitors in Kagane. We accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean Guild are welcome here and invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Blah. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you'll find all of them and more. At least I. Oh, just kind of standing there thinking for a second, maybe saying something real quick. Armor, jeweler, so this is definitely a place for me at some point. Independent peddler and tool supplier. We may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Aegean Gai, the district in which Aegean or foreigners are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely, so you see it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all, such spats being strictly forbidden. The Saikisai Gumi punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation, though, to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. What, cut down there and then? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorless lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant in his cup dare say lay hands upon a Hingen aristocrat in front of a Sekisai Gumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. So as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or with yourselves in the manner of the late Telegi et Alegi. That's a freaking grim but hysterical joke. Oh, how I amuse myself. But let's carry on. I get to show you the Garlean console. Alisai's like, what? I didn't understand the joke. Why is everyone so aghast? That's an interesting joke there. Okay. I do enjoy the dark sense of humor there, friend. This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate. Are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you'd find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs. All which goes to show that even a massive empire seeks to rule all of the creation is not without its artisans. It's a 255, we have 270, so we're gonna go with materia for now. There is so much more I could speak of, the soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let's retire to the company offices. Looks like there's an aetheryte shard here. We are going to want to touch real quick like. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices. You have much to discuss, so I refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way. I'm gonna guess a voiced cutscene here.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality.
That's appreciated.
You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity.
Fair.
By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests.
Of course.
Assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could
Don't bother.
I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Auri shinobi and the Rugadin samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
So where are they now is the question.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map.
It's such an interesting kind of prospect, exploring a for lack of a better term, a brand new part of the world. So we're now in Kugane.
In Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy.
Who are they?
Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past,
Yeah.
at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy.
However,
The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the
oh,
Empire.
interesting.
Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
You'd think it would make sense for Garlean to either ally with or to annex the Confederacy in this
No
nature.
wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
So we have no clue where
I
they
say
are.
we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
That smile, not a fan of it. Flashbacks to frickin' Telegietta and Lolorito, god dang. Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt, we must avail ourselves what means are available. Our Alamegan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. Yep, so we skip that and grab the materia instead. A gift? What that? It would seem inefficient for us to all venture out together in search of information on Yugiri and Gosetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wider, split up and pursue all available avenues of inquiry, but if we were to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed, Tadaru would seem best suited to the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. Tadaru seems quite pleased. While she tends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Elisa and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and the two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of just such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Yugiri and Gosetsu during our voyage. Do they actually look like the two? Actually, yeah, they do! Wow, Ishola warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but they's are great! They'll definitely come in handy. Yeah, honestly, those are fantastic. Looks like it's you and me, Rose. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Alphino here missed out on his column on being a true artiste. Wow, Alphino's sketches are so, I don't know how to put it, but they're very, well, see for yourself. You may view Alphino's sketches at any time during this quest by using the relevant key item in the key items menu. Interesting. Well, the next one tomorrow, so we can do that one before the weekend. That'd be awesome. I am going to start doing what I do best and doing the MSQ and side quest to boot. What? Quest line is where? Oh, I just need to view them, I see. Yeah, honestly, really well done. It looks more like them than they do. Honestly, he can make a living doing this. Ah, sorry. No time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the onsen? That was it. Oh, and frick my life. There's so many side quests now, which means we have plenty of things to do. Excuse me, are you adventurer? Aren't you? I wonder, would you not hear me out for a moment? I'm in dire need of help. I'm on an errand for the master of the estate where I serve. I was sent to the exchange to purchase an item, and so did. Only, I have just discovered the price I was charged and paid to be well above market value. I returned to demand a refund of the difference, but the shopkeeper would not so much as speak to me. My master's a strict man, and I fear he will take the amount I have cost him out of my pay. Please, I beg you, would you go and speak with the shopkeep? She must right this wrong. I'm far too modest a mouse to show my anger. Would you go and show the shopkeep Ibarra how angry I am in my stead? No doubt your wrath will serve to retrieve the guild I have been cheated of. So first I think we already hit that up. So let's go down here then. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Freaking hell. I really love this place though, it's so cool. I'm bloody busy here. If you've no mind to spend your guild my wares, I've no mind to spend my time on you. Now leave. Guess I just could do /angry, couldn't I? You come to my place of business and sling false accusations at me? That fool woman knew full well what I was asking and what she paid. It ain't none of your business besides, wanderer. Now get out of my sight. You're a persistent bugger, ain't ya? Keep it down, there's others about who mean to part with their gill. I'll not suffer you to scare them off. All right, calm yourself. It's not but a paltry sum, anyhow. But I'll not see it to your hand. You could be a thief for all I know or care. Tell the wench to come and claim her coin for herself. Friend, I did what you asked and it worked, it would seem. Though I feel like that's not the end of the quest line. Oh, thank you. I'll go and claim my coin indeed. That much I can do on my own. The gods are good for sending you to me, such as kind soul you are. I confess, you remind me of my own father. He always always toils tirelessly for our family, thinking nothing of himself. He came to suffer an injury in his work some days past. Now he's bedridden while he recovers. That is why I'm here. I must do what I can to support my family until he is healthy. But I see now it is no easy thing to earn gil in this world. I must grow stronger. No more must I suffer these vile merchants to prey upon me. You have taught me that today, and for that I am grateful. Thank you. Well, let's continue. I guess I should probably hit this one up first before I continue on my way, though. Speaking of, did we get this aetheryte here? I want to say we did, but I can't say with any certainty. No, it doesn't look like we have. Foreignly lass. Should you choose to undertake this quest, you'll receive no guidance from the journal or the duty list. You will need to read the text carefully and decipher the clues to determine your next course of action. Hey, stranger, yes, you? The beady-eyed bumpkin with the oafish look on her face. Excuse me? Come and have a look at these paintings. I'm trying to find the places portrayed in them. I think that might be... The young one shows you 2 paintings of scenes in Kugane. Any fool of eyes can see they are both somewhere in Kugane, but for all of my searching, I've yet to find either place. These paintings are dear to me, but if I'm to ask for your help, I'll have to lend them to you for now. If and when you discover these places, see the paintings back safely to me, or there'll be hells to pay. Alright, beautiful bell painting and glorious gate painting to find the locations. Well, the bells I feel like I do know exactly where, and this looks to be the opposite side of where the other one is. So I imagine this is on our key items, right? Glorious gate painting. Use hints and beautiful bell painting, glorious gate painting to find the portrayed locations. Yeah, it looks like we're on the opposite side of where we need to be. Well, let's use this aetheryte shard and head back to the markets real quick. And we do have another side quest over here. Looks like we're still a little bit too far on this side to get the right angle, though. So it is fairly close. Oh, there we are. No bells here. Hello there, good madam. You're a wandering adventurer, are you not? Please, spare a moment to hear out the whim of a troubled merchant from Thavnair. I placed a custom order and sent a servant to the Rakuza district to pick it up. Only it's been half a sun and he has yet to return. The item is of some value and I grow more anxious with each passing bell. Would you go and find this useless servant of mine? No doubt he is off idling somewhere in the Rakuza district. And put his backside to the lash when you do. Trust I will reward you for your trouble. Sure. Alright, so... Don't think I can cross over here. So we're almost to the area, I think. I wonder if it's a sightseeing location. I wonder if it's there. Actually, hold up. Take a look at the key items. You can see the green tops there. It might just be. Let's check over here real quick. There seems to be something here. You there! Ah, you! You look to be a strong one. I'm Istrilde of Clan Centurio. Tell me, have you any interest in joining the hunt? Just a moment, you are a newly made member of Clan Centurio, are you not? Rose, was it? Aye, I knew it. I've heard your name from good Ardolane. To hear him tell it, you're quite the hunter. But if there's truth to that, then tell me, why are you yet but a fledgling huntswoman? Mayhap you've made an ill name for yourself. No reverence for authority, trouble getting on with others, no matter. The hunt will solve all your worries and woes, kill your quarry and redeem your reputation. There's no need for fanciful or flowery explanations. Simply hunt, 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 and hunt some more. The more monsters that die by hand, the more the clan will hold you in high esteem. Heed the call and prove yourself. Ah, just talking of the hunt sends my blood to surging. No doubt you care to know more, for how could you not? Go and see Vilveva outside the Shiokaze hostelry. She will tell you all you need to know. Off with you then. Looks like right here. Estrild sent you, did she not? Or did she? So you are the one of our clan named Rose. Well met, sister. I am Vilveva, and I'm Istril, and like Istrild, I'm a veteran member of Clan Centurio. The clan hunt board here in Kugane is under my keeping. I confess I'm shocked to hear an adventurer who has made such a name for yourself as you has yet to rise in our ranks. What evils have you done to stay or climb? Oh, I'm in the wrong, am I? Well, this much I know to be right. For a savage such as yourself to languish in our lowest ranks is a waste not often seen in Clan Centurio. And so the power vested in me by Clan Centurio, I grant you the right to undertake one-star veteran clan mark bills. See them done in number, and one day you too will find yourself among the Centurio elite. Heed this advice, do not mock the single star. The strength and ferocity of your prey will be far greater than others you've known before. Hunt bold, but hunt wary. Veteran clans now accessible. Upon reaching level 63. Okay, so funny enough, I actually already did. Yep, and so it's going to tell me as much. Gods be good! It's night for day. I see one as strong as you pass by. I'm Estrild of Clan Centurio and invite you to take part on our hunt. Ah, but I know your face. Aye, and you are the firebrand, the one whose ways have kept her from rising through our ranks. Rose, was it not? Has been some while since we last met. Your eyes have changed, and that for the better. I'd venture you've had your share of grazes with death since then. Aye, the one-star bills are no longer fit for you. Go and speak with Veva. See if the clan will not issue you bills more suited to one of your abilities, or as the hunter grows, so too must the hunt. Go well, friend. And so it looks like I can, but I need to switch over to warrior. Must be Rose. Estrel told me to expect you. She mentioned it was time you tried your hand at a second star. It seems she's taken quite a liking to you, and rightly so. Estrild has always fawned on strong women. I suppose there's no faulting her for that. So be it, LC. Our 2 stars are at your disposal, but you would do well to know the difficulty will be far greater than 1-star hunts you've seen. Prepare yourself. All right, and looks like 66 is next, so we have some time before then. I'll switch back to Gunbreaker for now. Oh, hey, it's our friend here, so I'm pretty sure this here. We can't make the chocobo, so how do we get there specifically? Do we jump, maybe? Interesting. So why am I getting pinged on teams this night? To answer that in the morning. So how do I get there if we can't summon the chocobo? There has to be a way to do so. Do it from this angle? Doesn't look like it necessarily. maybe jump up there. The tree is just barely in the way. Then jump up here. It seems like a pretty far jump to there, though. Even then, that seems like a pretty far jump to get to there. Then after. How do you get there? Yeah, because this does, in fact, look like the gate here. Right? Though, maybe not exactly. This looks further out, in fact. So maybe not. Alright, well, we'll continue that later. Enough, I can't stand anymore. How many times are you going to recant the same old tired tale? Shut your mouth and open your ears, you little bint. Tish statue is Zuiko of Clan Buhen, the greatest warlord Hingashi has ever seen, the founder of Sueno Kuni. Let's see, how many years ago were it that he were Lord of Sueno Kuni? Excuse me there, milady. Would you please do something to cool off this hot, headed drunkard? I just now sent a tea house hireling to fetch some water from the well. If you're able to find her, ask her for a pail of cold well water. I'll do what I can to keep this ale-soaked sod from bothering the other patrons until you return. Hey, what's up? Oh god, the Vista. Been focused on 6.3, but now I'm back. Congrats on getting to Kugane. Thank you. How's 6.3 been treating you? Alright, well, let's hit this up for now. Yeah, the Vista, so it's further back. I wonder if it's over there. It would make a bit of sense. Ah, Miss Ejin, a moment, if you would. There's a favor I'd ask of you. You see, word has it that Lord Bugyo of Kugane has established a new residential district, especially for foreigners. Having long dreamed of a home to call my own, I couldn't help but find myself wanting to know more. I would like very much to see the district for myself, but as I am not a foreigner, I fear I would be turned back before all and sundry. The embarrassment would be too much to bear, and so I turn to you, Miss Ejin. I would be most obliged were you to go to the residential district Shirogane and make inquiries in my stead. I'm given to understand a representative of the Bugyo is presently at the docks. If you speak with him, he should be able to tell you more. Oh, I cannot wait to hear the manner of place it is. It's a bit weird due to the massive change in formula of Endwalker, but the alliance raid has been fun. That's good to hear. Everything's are at least enjoyable. So it looks like I need to go this way. Yeah, so the Vista seems like it might be further back. Unless it's up here. The bells aren't here like I thought they were. That drunkard is at it again, is he? Well, I've got just a thing for him. Here, take this pail of cold well water and give his head a good dousing. That always seems to do the trick. Alright, we'll do that. Falcon Porter. Falcon Porter? Good morrow to you, madam. You wish to hire a Falcon Porter. I say, is this not your first visit to the shop? In that case, I shall add your name to a register for your future ease of travel. So I imagine it's basically the same thing as a chocobo keep. You are welcome. Well, you are welcome, my foreign friend. How may this humble servant of the Lord Bugyo assist you? Ah, so you're interested in Shirogane. It would be my pleasure to tell you about the district. Ever since Kagune opened its arms to the world, the number of visitors continues to grow, and among those who come, no few remain here for extended periods. Such lodgings as are available in the city no longer suffice to meet demand. In order to address the accommodation shortage, Lord Bugyo has established a residential district upon the nearby isle of Shirogane. Plots of land on the isle are being released exclusively to foreigners who may build homes upon them as they see fit. A tidy solution, I'm sure you will agree. If you wish to learn more, I invite you to take this boat to Shirogane. There you may speak with a district official and inspect the isle at your leisure. I need to speak to Fairy Skipper, I imagine. Let's go to this ford. I take it you want me to take butter?
He was trying to help the fishes.
Ah. Are you a dish boy now? Little kitten. If it's on the lamp requires you to do jumping puzzles related to that tower that you passed through to get to the docks. Okay, so that was what I was expecting. Or what I was thinking. It looked like it was further back. But maybe I'm wrong. Butcher boy. No, you stay. You stay. Stay. He decided not to stay. Alright, we'll have to try out the jumping puzzle then to get that done and dusted. Greetings and welcome to Shirogane, Kugune's residential district for foreigners. You are a visitor to our shores, if I'm not mistaken, in which case, congratulations, you are eligible to purchase land here and build upon it. So long as you have the funds, it matters not whether you do so as an individual or a group. If you wish to know about the process, the residential caretaker yonder would be pleased to assist you. And if there are any among your acquaintances who might have an interest, we would be grateful if you could spread the word. Alright, so we are good there, so we can head back. Hi, Butter. Please don't be a menace. This ferry can either take you to another ward or the Kugune. We're going back to Kugune. Also can pick up Blue Mage, get self-destruct from bombs outside Coppermill Mines, blow yourself up, and let somebody already on the lamp revive you. That, you know, that is an option too. That is surely an option. That being said, I think I will try my hand at the jumping puzzle. Oh, I think I just saw exactly what you were talking about. Someone just did just that, I think. Really, really high. It's a good view. Yep, and so that person there is rezzing them. That's really funny that you're mentioning just that and we see it in real time. I actually really love that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, it's the bells. So we found that you have found the location portrayed in the beautiful bell painting. Look at that. So we did the first part. But now we need to go up the tower, I guess. So it looks like this here is not the top of the tower. There, oh, is that the jump puzzle there? I see. I think I understand. So we need to go out here. I had to do it on Yuko because the character I'm married to doesn't want to do the jumping puzzle, so I got the Lampisto to avoid seeing it all the time. That's the start of it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And we fall. Alright, I can already see why people cheese this one, but I shall do it myself. I am determined, for what it's worth. Alright, so let's jump there first off and foremost. Oh, shoot. At least we didn't jump down all the way, I suppose. We can at least use that as a little bit of a shortcut, I suppose, for what it's worth. How do you get around this corner, though? If you want to see what you're up against? I'd rather it be a little bit of a surprise, I suppose. Alright, that's 1. 2. I feel like I'm gonna hit my head here. And I was right about that, too. Alright, looks like it's definitely a bit beneficial to be zoomed in. Maybe not all the way. Are a bit deceptive. Yeah, I realized that. Alright. Alright, so I see that the shadow does still go here, though. And yeah, I definitely hit my head there, so we need to jump forward. Okay. So now that we're here, now what? Doesn't look like we can make it from there, or is that where we go? Okay, no, there's another ledge. So we want to, I don't want to jump straight out, I want to kind of jump at an angle there. So my suspicions are correct. You can't really move if you're stationary. You kind of have to do a short jump. Alright. So far, so good. Question is, which way are we going thereafter? I'll make sure we don't slip. Is this the is this the end of it? Do we just jump now? Or is there further ledges up? Doesn't look like there's another ledge up, though. Oh, no, there are. I see it now. Alright, so let's zoom back in. Alright, so that's going to be a pain to start with, but we should be able to get there. Alright. Ah, a little bit short there. Short again. I did not have a good running start. Alright. Short, and I probably could have continued. I just heard someone else freaking drop like a rock. So there must be some, it must be, is it, how tall is this? Alright. Okay, got that one. Oh, I think I hit my head on the ledge there. You have to go all the way up to the top. There aren't even halfway. You saw in Storeblood opening. Okay. Well, that's gonna be fun. But I, like I said, am determined. Well, I guess this will be good practice for whenever I do the golden saucer jumping puzzles. So out of curiosity, did the golden saucer come first or did this? Imagine the golden saucer. Okay, you want to be a little bit out to our left then. For that exact reason. Okay. Next area. Oop. Alright, so we have this area here now. I'll let you go. Alright, we don't want to hit our heads, we want to aim out a bit. We go from here. Oh, okay, here. I see. Oh! Fresh hell. It's been in games since 2.1, gotcha. Hope you're not afraid of heights. So it's actually an interesting dichotomy for me, actually like in real life. In real life, I am very wary, if not, I would say afraid of natural heights. So in the sense of climbing a tree, it's not for me. But man-made heights, I don't know why there's the difference, but I'm perfectly fine with man-made heights. It is very specifically natural heights, for what it's worth. I guess I just have a lot of faith in human engineering. Okay, so we need to now go here. Ooh! Alright, and then I don't think we can get up here, can we now? So we need to hit that. Okay, then we need to go here. That comes out a little bit. I don't want to go down too far. We stick to the wall then. Oh, but then they make you take this freaking leap. Ah, son of a... Oh, I guess it's not too far down. I was actually afraid it was going to send me a lot further down, in fact. But yeah, I don't know why. It has always been a thing. Natural heights, just not for me. I feel like if it, like, a tree is one thing, but if I were climbing a mountain, it might be a bit different. Versus, like, just, yeah, general natural heights kind of freak me out a bit. Alright. Ooh. Yeah, it's the leap that tends to frustrate people the most. That corner, you have to find the edge of the hitbox and go from that point. Makes sense. Right. You want to be further up from that edge. Right. Like I said, I want to be careful not to fall off. I'm thankful they have that little bit of barrier. Oh, we got it. Now where? Looks like, so let's zoom out a little bit. Looks like we need to get over there. So I imagine we need to hit over here and then jump over there, question mark? There also looks to be another way over there, though. Is there multiple ways up? Oh, okay, so that's a bit annoying. So we need to aim for that corner! Son of a... I don't think I can make it back. Nope, just that one. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's any way for me to make that. Maybe? No, I don't think there is. And there's nothing over there either, so I think we just need to drop down. Shoot. Alright. Well, you started to at least get a sense for what we're doing here. I say as I almost fall multiple times. Oop. A bit too aggressive there. Ooh. Yeah, the hitboxes are what really mess with you, honestly. There's like that little bit of extra area, I guess. Okay, we found the edge of the hitbox there. Good here. Got some room for a running start, and we messed up. Oh boy, oh boy. So it's interesting to see other people doing this as well. Whether it be their first time or otherwise. Because, like, I'm a Sprout, this is a completely new area to me. But to see other people who I imagine who are very much not, it's kind of interesting. Okay, we're good here. Find the edge. Shoot. Yep, still plenty of decently popular challenge, I can imagine. A lot of people have done it themselves. I feel like I'm gonna be here for the rest of the stream doing this. I wonder is there a way to actually find out how many people have completed this challenge? Though I guess you can do that little bit of cheese that you mentioned earlier and we saw. The streamer who basically starts speedrunning it for fun. Oh, Jesus. So out of curiosity, how quickly can they do this? Shoot. I was being a bit too conservative. There. Right. Perfect. All right. 5 minutes something? I'll have to look for the video. Jesus, that's insane. Okay. And so I have to make it, I guess I just go through the banner. Yeah, I do. Okay. 54 seconds. Jesus! That's insane. I can't really see all too well here. line up the shot. Ooh. Oh. Okay, I can kind of hit that ledge. So... Okay, let's take a look here. I guess we have to... So what's that beam down there? There looks like there is another way, at least up to this spot, question mark? But now I imagine we go over here. Pint is a madman, seemed like it. Alright, so now we need to hit this one. Looking at my head. Alright. Oh, Jesus, every time. Alright, I'm not gonna hit our head, we're good there. Oh, jeez. Okay, pop up here. Hit that, and then I imagine now we need to go onto the railing. And then there is that. Alright. Wait, am I not to go into the railing? Go into the palace? Okay. Why can I not make that jump? There we go. Okay. So, looks like that corner is in fact what I need to go towards. Alright. The only problem that I'm seeing... Oh, I hate that. Okay, so I think I see what I need to do here. We hit this corner? No. Oh, I see. It's that corner there. Ugh, I hate that. And then there's that drop down here. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so we need to hit that right here. Oh, that's such a painful that's such a painful drop. I was gonna say little, that's such a painful drop. The amount of time you lose. Holy hell. You're watching me play Assassin's Creed. That's what's happening here! Fuck! That's so rough that there's no, like, shortcut or breather there. This is part of a side quest, by the way. Alright, so now we go here. 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 Frick! At least I'm getting back up there faster now. A bit more confident in my jumps. Ugh, too short on that one. Too long on that one. I was getting a bit antsy. That's the opposite of what I want to do. That was strange. I bet hitbox was there. Nope. Okay. Alright. Need to get a bit of a running start there. Perfect. Son of a... You know what this reminds me of, in a sense? Freaking getting... What was it? Getting Over It? With Bennett Foddy or whatever it's called. The whole, like, cauldron and the person in the cauldron thing. Because of the lack of, like, checkpoints of any sort. These, that's true, this can be done, and to be fair, so can Bennett Foddy. And Getting Over It, but geez, the fact that there's no, like, checkpoint or anything there is rough. I now see why someone figured out the blue mage cheese. And I guess in your case, Shelby, if you end up doing this, only either you or Josh need to complete this, as you have the betrothal rings. All right, we're good here. So now we go. Oh, you son of a frickin' ah! That's so annoying that hitbox clips you. Okay. And let's go out there. Alright, and we really need to aim out. There we go. Alright. Oh. Alright, and then from here we need to hit this one. That's right. Bitch! As at least we're getting back up there faster now. Doesn't make it any more humiliating every time you make a mistake, though. I mean, true, that would probably suck a whole lot more. Imagine dying and then being sent back to your home world, your home Aetheryte, every single time. That would be just a bit rough. Was I staying on something? I don't think so, but I will take it. Ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't think I can recover this at all. No, actually, maybe I could. Funny enough, from a certain angle. But honestly, that might take me longer than just going back up this way. Son of a... Hitboxes can be weird. They really can be. That's the only thing that makes this in any degree like a little bit frustrating is like the hitboxes. Like you can kind of see when I jump a little bit too close to the wall, that little stutter really can F you up if you're not careful. That and also when you're just kind of hanging by a hair on the edge of one of them. Damn. Actually, we can get just back up here. So it's not as bad as it could be. Alright. And let's make it over there. Alright. Ugh, that angle though. So rough. Most messed up part is how you get down onto the light post. Well, I imagine you have to jump. Son of a frickin'... Like, I would hope that they would be nice and give you, like, a guided way to drop down on it. But for some reason, I fear that is not the case. Based on that statement and that statement alone. Shoot. I feel like there are people that charge Gil to do this for you and to res you. I feel like there is a board out there somewhere where that happens. You have to line up a certain roof tile, then do a running jump and hope. That is miserable. Where am I? Actually, no, seriously, where the frick am I? Oh, okay, I'm here. I got really confused there for a second. Shoot. Okay. I don't know why I'm suffering on that post there. may have to return to this. Let's see, what time is it? It's already 9:16. I want to say I've spent at least 15 minutes just doing this. Might just give it another 15 more at 9:30. We're going to do some more side quests and progress the MSQ, because if I don't set a time limit on myself, like per stream, until I do this, I could be here forever. Like, that is how patient, hard-headed, etc. There's somebody heading up to me. Is that somebody you, or? Wait, I don't think I can recover there. Nope. Damn. Am I messing up on that now? I was doing so good, and now I'm just kind of really sucking all of a sudden. There they are, they passed you. Yeah, I saw that. Like I said, for some reason I was doing fine and getting up there really well. Then I think I'm just rushing it now. I'm getting a little bit impatient on some of these jumps. Shoot. I don't know, like, all of a sudden I'm overshooting that jump. Sucks. Starting to get into my own head a bit. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. There's that, like, I'm confident in the jumps, but now I'm, like, misremembering the timing. Because, like, there's so little difference between a short jump and a long jump in this game, it feels. There's, like, such a small difference in input that it can kind of be a little bit frustrating to figure out, like, what you did wrong to cause a different jump to occur, or what you did right in some cases. And also, like, sometimes the landing like that, you kind of just stick. Also, my retainers are back. Guess after we do this, I'll hit them up. Ooh. Okay. Back to this jump. Go. There we are. Hello, friend. Please go in. Is it because I need to hit this? No. I don't know why I struggle just getting into here. Alright, so let's do... I hate this. There we go. Alright. And I think this is the furthest we've gotten. Okay. So, is this where we need to be? You know what? I don't do any of the sightseeing, but I kind of want to grab this. How do you get up there, though? Can you do it from, like, right here? Other side? I see. So, what is it for sightseeing? What is the thing? Is it... I forget. It's been a hot minute since I've ever even thought about it. Sightseeing... Oh, do I not even have access to this one? / lookout? There we go. If I'm up here and I've gotten here, I might as well show that I've done it. Okay, so now... Where do we... Oh, Jesus Christ. It's that lamppost right there. Is it this tile? Is it this tile here? And do I sprint, like, all out? Do I do, like, a half jump? I swear to God, this game. Why would they do this? I see you down there. I appreciate the confidence. I'm nervous about this jump. Oh no, I'd have to check videos. Oh God. Do I just do it blindly? I mean, it looks right. Not even close. Not even effing close. Not even effing close! What? I mean, at least I was on course, but do I need to actually like sprint? Oh, that sucks. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, cry. Oh. Thank you. Okay, you know what? We'll take a break from this one. Fuck that noise for now. We're gonna take out our frustrations on this drunkard here. Pour a bucket of water over his head. Oh no, I've gone and got good and drunk again, aren't I? I'm so sorry. It's just I were a grave guard for the branch family on a branch family of a branch family of Clan Buhen I were. My love of the drink got me to where you see me now. I didn't never mean to bother nobody. I'm sorry. So very, very sorry. That's true. I'll probably make another attempt next stream. So I guess, yeah, actually tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thank you for your trouble, stranger. I hate to admit it, but as a prominent and well-to-do and established as our Umineko tea house is, we do find ourselves a close neighbor to the hostelry. Drunkards are not as few and far between as we would like. But it's not to say their lot is all bad. There are many whom the drink drives to be quite generous. Those souls are always willing to part with a pretty gill to buy whatever tea and sweets we recommend. That is one of the many reasons why I've come to love the city. I hope you come to grow as fond of it as I have. Good day to you then. You made it to a lot further than I ever did, so congrats on that. Thank you, I appreciate it. At least I have the sightseeing log to say that I made it up to the top. However, I cannot say that I have made it to this part of the side quest yet. They are Miss Ijin. So, what were you able to learn about Shirogane? Oh my, it sounds like a truly lovely place. Yes, I do believe I would enjoy it there. Your vivid description has quite convinced me of it. That locals are barred from purchasing land is no object. I need but find myself a foreign husband. If you know someone, you will introduce me, yes? I mean, I guess that is one way to go about it. Alright, so now we can take a look at Shirogane, which I know some of my members, my static, will be interested in, as we're still looking for a company house. Have I hit up this aetheryte here? I don't think I have. Let's do that real quick. Also, let's zoom back out. Who's actually over here? It is Sarah. Alright, and we need to go over here for our side quests, as well as our MSQ. Well, I guess just shows you perseverance is what matters. We got up to the top, especially as I was starting to lose faith there towards the end. But we'll make it work next time. I think this is our last shard. No, it's not. Oh, there's one up here, I see. Here's the humble servant. Master sent you to find me? Yes, I suppose I was running a bit late. Please do spare me the lash. I am still raw from Master's last battle rage. I meant to make my way to the artisan shop to pick up Master's order, but lost my way. Begging your pardon, I'm newly come to this place, and I've never known such city streets. Surely one so traveled as yourself has no such problems. No doubt the lash awaits me upon my return, but I fear the deed hopeless for me. Could I ask, will you seek out the Rakuza district's veteran lantern maker in my stead? He holds a paper lantern crate for my master and must be delivered with all haste. I need to do this real quick. This is, oh, the butterfly effect, so that is bots. We have yet to do that. Looks like they're not over there. Got a shard up here. So let's do that. And thank you much for the resub, Rose. I appreciate you. Alright, so MSQ there, and where's the lantern maker? There. I wonder if they're down there, though it doesn't look like we can. Well, let's set up this then. Hello there, adventurer. I've been looking for one just like yourself to aid me. I'm loath to ask such a thing of another, but I fear this old man is left with no other choice. There's an ancient tradition of pouring rice wine into the waters here at Bokaisen Hot Springs. Believe me, there's no better remedy for what ails you than a good soak in a hot sake bath. Trouble is, I'm fresh out of rice wine and my old bones are too weary to make the trip to acquire more. Would you be so good as to bring me some Hingan rice wine from the Shiokaze hostelry? Ask for it from the matron there, Kotokaze. That dear lass will give you what I need. Okay, so I guess let's do that then real quick. Also, is that not the last shard? What am I missing here? I guess I can find that pretty quickly. So we're here. We can go there. I guess this works to try and find the lantern maker. Could be down here, I suppose. Though it does not appear to be the case. No, they're not there. Could they be inside one of the buildings? Doesn't look like I have access to them. It does seem like you can go down here. You can. But I don't see anyone. Just a back alley of sorts. I get a feeling we'll end up here at some point or another. Now, let's try up here then. Veteran lantern maker, there we go. What the bloody hell has took so damn long? It's always fancy as you please with these accursed rich. Not a piss of a thought for others' time. Here, take the damn lantern and be off. Damn hassle of an order too. I've been at this more years than I can count, and that bloody lantern was a test for even my hand. It'll be the finest lantern in all of Kagune. At least till that merchant commissions another one of me. Go on then, see it to him, and be bloody careful. I'm off to bed. I've not slept a wink since I set making that thing 3 suns past. Good stuff. Alright, well in that case, let's find our way back to our aetheryte here. And I guess let's set up the hostelry first off and foremost. I'm trying to think of what aetheryte shard I've missed. Maybe the one down here at Pier 1. Desire some sake for Amaji. You need only ask, my dear. I have just the very thing for that sweet old man. Here, take him this Hingan rice wine. Rest assured, it is some of the finest to be found. Alright, well, before we do that, we do have another quest over here. Hi, Blanchery. I'll talk to you later, potentially off stream. Depends on how quickly we get to the next dungeon, both ourselves and my static. So I think we've hit that one up. I swear that I've done Pier 1 as well, though. Maybe not, though, now that I think about it. I heard all from my useless servant. Tell me, were you able to track down my paper lantern? By the gods, this is a work of art if ever I have seen one. Just as I asked, it is a perfect blend of my own delicate taste and a faraway exoticism. Servant, what of the job I put to you? If Master refers to the figurehead carving for his pleasure barge, then all is proceeding smoothly, save for just one small thing. The shipwright is a man of great pride. I fear he insists the special request Master made will require a sum more gil than originally anticipated. Tell the fool that Gil is no object. If he does not believe you, take a letter bearing my seal and slap him across the face with it. For now, go to the barge and hang this lantern in plain view for all to see. Oh yes, how thoughtless of me. I had wholly forgotten to compensate you for your troubles. You adventurers often prove yourselves quite useful. I was fully expecting that to be part of a extensive quest line based on that statement. But let's go to Pier 1, for I believe that is what I'm missing. Can I jump into the water? The answer is no. I was hoping I could go for a swim. 'Tis not the case, though. So I think it's the aetheryte shards over here that I'm missing then. The one up there and the one down here. I guess let's hit up this one first. I think these should be the only two, though. Yep, there's one. A lot of people over here. Wonder why that is. I mean, it's not like a big group of people, but enough to make you question. Oh, it looks like that's all of them. Perfect. So now let's head over here. This will be the last of these. Your kind young soul you are. Please pour that Hingen rice wine you've got into the soaking bath there. And looks like over here as well. Just the thought of soaking in stuff sets my old bones to singing. Here then, I'll take that empty bottle off your hands. Oh, look at that. There's a little gift from the gods left in there. Let's have us a little nip to warm the belly and loosen the joints. Ah, that's the stuff, all right. Damn fine brew. You've gone and done spoiled an old man this day, lass. We've another tradition in these parts. Whoever carries a bottle of sake to the place it's open is entitled to the last bit of the bottle. Lucky for me, you weren't aware of that custom either. We changed the soaking waters we offer here at Bokaisen out at the onset of each season, but it's the rice wine baths that folks love more than aught else. Of course, it's seen the happy faces of those come to soak what makes me happy. That's what keeps this old man going. I couldn't quit this job even if I wanted to. Alright. And looks like that is all the side quests here for now, so let's continue with MSQ. Karaku. Come on, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There is naught that the mystical waters of the Bokaisen hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what is that in your hand? You seek this aura and this Rogaden, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons past or present. Please, we came all the way from Oriza to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and folk from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion. We have even honored their wishes. Only the Saiken Sugumi may demand otherwise. I'm sorry, but there is naught I can do. I suppose I'll have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the hostelry? Kodo Kaze, was it? Alright. So looks like that's also an inn. Yep, cool. That's actually good to know for future reference. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality, delivered but the other day. An Ari Shinobi and a Rogiden samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of my own. If I speak of that which you know, Ijin, be not offended. You're familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea, the doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet. I see, and you are familiar with the ways of Hingashi. How we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own. Indifferent and callous some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. We are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kagune is open to Ijin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who you ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish, the 2 individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I'll provide you with the names of the captains if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Koto Kaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest, and you meet here when we've finished, alright? Good luck. Alright, so looks like we need to go out this way. Yes. Looks like we can cross the bridge from further up the tower. Not as high as we went prior, but high enough. Looks like they are below us, though. Let's see if I can see them from up here. It looks like they're down over here, and we've already found one. Perfect. You asked me if I've seen this Ari woman and this Rogeden samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. He was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel slowly between here and Radzat Han. It would be an unreasonable detour. Trying to think of where else this next captain might be. Yes, our Rogeden gentleman did approach me. He wanted to chart a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea, the mad devil. I sent him away like all the others before him. The woman, nay, I know her not. Alright, so where's the last one? We could check in here in the shipyard. Though, looks like they are in fact not here, though. A sightseeing spot there, interestingly enough. Let's see now. They're down below us, and I would imagine one maybe over there. But looks like we found our last one right here instead. Works out. Passengers, no, we no longer offer that service. Too much trouble, and now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him on his way. The woman, pah. If it is woman you seek, the pleasure houses have plenty. Well, that was not the information we wanted, but I can make my way over to the Aetherite from here, methinks. Maybe. Maybe not. Shoot. There's that bridge, but I don't think I can get down there. Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe, though. Maybe I'm lucky. Come on! Yeah, there we go. If I can try and find a shortcut, I will absolutely attempt, even if it takes longer than the actual way around. Alright, there's Lise. How did it? Oh, never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you did not have much better luck than I did. Ah, what'd I get? A sketch. Wall mounted. Ooh, a wall mounted item. Good to know. Well, I suppose we might as well head back to... Wait, I just remembered. There was someone on my list I forgot to visit. Gyodo. He's a Namazu fisherman, whatever that means, and a regular here. Maybe we'll find him if we look around. Is he in the catfish? That looks like they are further up. Oh. Gyodo. What? Why do you stare? Will you have business with me? By the 12, a talking fish. Yes, a talking fish. How very observant of you, Ejin. You find me in good spirits, so your rudeness I will ignore this once, but only if you address me again in the proper manner. Sorry, I've never met a... Let's start again. You're Gyodo, right? My name is Lisa and this is Rose. We're looking for some friends of ours. I see. Both these ones I know well. I helped them secure passage across the Ruby Sea. Really? That's wonderful. Could you do the same for us? Yes. This would not be a problem. For you, I could charter a ship this very day. But the journey is fraught with much peril. The fare will not be cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? I didn't think to bring any money, but surely Tadaru will let us take whatever we need from the Scion's coffers, right? We wouldn't be the only passengers, though. Can we take a moment to talk it over with our friends? Yes, but hurry! The ship must depart under cover of darkness. We shall meet again at sunset on the Tasogare Bridge. Do not forget your fare. Bring many gills, yes? Reminds me of the speech patterns of the Lixney in Destiny. It's about time our luck changed. Alphino and others will be thrilled. This seems suspect. This seems very suspect. But yeah, it reminds me of, for those who play Destiny, the Elixni and like the speech patterns and whatnot. Which I very do appreciate. Alright. Oh, I think I need to talk to Aid. Greetings, Honor Madam. We'll be entering the Ruby Bazaar office. Yes, I will. We spoke with a number of merchants and captains at the southern piers. Several recognized Gosetsu and confirmed that they'd been searching for a vessel to deliver him to Authard. None, however, made any mention of Lady Yugiri. Yes, it was the same story for us, and then you'll never believe what happened. So, this Gyodo claims to have aided both Gosetsu and Yugiri. How fortuitous. Not the word I've chosen, Master Alphino. Stupid's what I'd call it. How can you agree to his price without making any attempts to haggle or even confirming what it was in the first place? Yes, that too was a misstep on their part, but it is not what troubles me the most. Gyodo and his brethren are not renowned for their generosity of spirit. Rather, they are disdained as scheming money launderers, ever eager to turn a profit from others' misfortune. Everyone else we questioned stated that Gosetsu was alone. Only Gyodo claims to have met both him and Yugiri. I suppose it's just possible that Gosetsu made inquiries by himself and only called upon Yugiri once he had found a willing captain. But it is equally possible, if not more likely, that you're being deceived. Do not forget that these are parties present in Kugane with agendas which may run contrary to your own. The Viceroy was once a spy herself, as I recall. I should not be surprised if she did not have countless agents here in her employ, all eager to prove themselves to their new master. And what better way to do so than to deliver her the heads of foreign insurgents? Fine, you may be right about him, but if Gyodo's working for the Empire, who's to say he didn't try the same trick on Yugiri and Gosetsu? I mean, if he did, he might know where they are, and if he succeeded, they might be in trouble. Anyway, if he holds up his end of the bargain, we'll have nothing to worry about, will we? But if he tries to betray us, I vote we take him prisoner and punch him till he tells us the truth. Ever the pragmatist there, Lise. So if the trap will spring it and deal with the consequences. I like the way you think. Very well, we should prepare for the worst. Tataru will remain here, and I shall follow the three of you at a discreet distance. Once more, I must caution you to avoid physical altercations at all costs. Even should Imperial agents attempt to engage you, the Sekisugumi will not hesitate to clap you in irons or cut you down. If anything untoward should happen, you are to return here at once. Is that clear? In other words, Lise, do not punch. To review, Lise, Rose, and I will meet with Gyoto as planned. Alphino will keep watch from a distance, ready to provide support in the event that Gyoto attempts to betray us to the Imperials or whomever else. Should that happen, you and Lise will subdue him, and together we will make our escape. As our actions will surely draw the attention of the Sekisugumi, we will evade them with Alphino's assistance, return here with our prisoner. Does that meet with everyone's approval? Of course, these precautions will be for naught if Gyoto does not play us for fools, but we shall see. To the bridge. Alright. Let's see what comes of our fishy little friend. I guess we'll go to the main Aetheryte. Looks like I need to once again go further up. So is this person just kind of waiting there in case someone wants to kill themselves and get rezzed? Is that what they have chosen to do? It's a special instance, which means I do need to leave the party. In fact, I guess I'll just disband it at this point. Our would-be ally is nowhere to be seen. Make ready, Rose. Something smells fishy. What's level 63? Well, at least it's level synced to that. I'm not sure if the MSQ itself is, which might mean that we might need to level up our other classes separately again. Late. Oh, there's the little fishy friend.
Endless and most sincere apologies to you and yours, yes. This way, quickly now.
I'll be honest, was not expecting that voice, nor a voice at all. All of them had the same, excuse me, reaction as I did. I guess myself and Lise had already heard his voice, theoretically speaking. What does that voice remind me of, though? Okay, where's the ship?
Enough! Where are you taking us? Where is the ship?
This ship. So very sorry to inform you, yes. Long before was it pledged to another.
Okay.
To me. These ones are for Doma.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I knew it couldn't be this simple.
Unfortunately, your suspicions were correct.
Nothing personal, yes, just business.
And clearly you have sold your soul.
Then business is about to take a turn for the worse.
Ah!
Friggin' punt them to next year.
Come on, let's find a way out of here.
We're told to avoid confrontation, but I feel like we don't have much of a choice now, do we? Oi, come here. this real quick. I need to get a bit better at the combos here, I'd argue.
Bloody places.
And, yep, I would imagine that's the sound of the samurai. As expected, the Sekigumi have caught our scent. Since fighting them is out of the question, we'll have to wind our way back to the Ruby Bazaar, evading their patrols as we go. Is this a stealth mission now? If they find you, use these smoke bombs to make your escape. Oh, interesting. Use smoke bombs to avoid the patrols. Be warned that attacking the Sekigumi will result in failure. Yep, so we are indeed playing Assassin's Creed now. Or more accurately, I guess it would be Splinter Cell in a way. Can I just use the Aetherite? Wouldn't that be easier? I guess I should probably put the smoke bombs into my inventory. Duty actions. Our special actions that are available only during the course of specific duties or battle. Duty actions will be left used by left-clicking their icon down to other keys. Maybe only use a limited number of times. Okay, so, oh, looks like we have it here. Head for Ruby Bazaar, and remember, under no circumstance. There you are, lay down your arms and slumber at once. Use smoke bomb. This way then. Oh, I can't go that way, son of a... Let's wait here for a second. We have 9. God dang it. Wait. What now? Curious Kojin? Come with me, I'll guide you to your friends. Okay. First a talking fish and now a tortoise? What have you got to lose? Okay. We'll still have another 6 smoke bombs at the ready. Why do you not attack him? Yes, I am well aware. It's worrying that if I followed you, we'd all be fine. Clearly not the case. I have 5 more smoke bombs, so I feel confident that we're fine. And looks like we are indeed in the clear. Apparently it's going to be alright, trust me. Kojin, interesting.
Stay hidden and quiet. Understood?
I mean, we can definitely do that.
Clear the road! Clear the road! You there, Korjin. We seek 4 foreigners. One, a brutish woman carrying an unconscious Namazu. Have you seen them?
At least took offense to the brutish comment.
You say? Ah, yes! Very rude they were, making no apology as they barged past. They went that way, I think.
Many thanks, good sir. With me, they cannot have gone far.
Well, the good news is it looks like they don't exactly have good descriptions of who we are.
All is well. The Sekisei Gumi will not return this way for
Gumi.
some time.
I was not far off. Sekisei
You are of
Gumi.
the East Aldenard Trading Company, yes? Come with me. I know a safer way.
But what is your benefit, I suppose?
You are returned. And with guests, I see.
Yeah, we're all about making friends in the worst of times.
Our meeting went about as well as expected. We've brought the Namazu who thought to betray us. When he wakes up, we'll see what he knows about Yugiri and Gazetsu.
Well done, you. When I saw the Sekisei Gumi out in force, I did begin to worry, but I see my fears were misplaced.
Actually, if it weren't for Soroban, we might not have gotten away.
Soroban.
'Twas my pleasure.
Yet I must ask, Soroban, why would you deceive the Sekisei Gumi to help us, foreigners of whom you know naught?
Why, out of the kindness of my heart, is what I would like to say. Motives are not so pure. I chanced to witness your meeting with Hancock at the tavern and saw an opportunity.
An opportunity?
For what exactly?
Like many, I came to Kugane as a trader to make my fortune. Kojin of the Red may serve the Empire as mercenaries, but Kojin of the Blue walk a different path. Regretfully, most here would rather not meet our gaze, much less do business. So I seek the custom of those less predisposed to dismiss us outright, namely the East Aldenard Trading Company.
Quid pro quo, is it? Well, there is no denying that we owe you a debt. What say you, Hancock? Will you consider doing business with our entrepreneurial friend here?
Rest assured, Master Soroban, that in matters of trade, the company does not discriminate. We would be honored to hear your proposal.
I promise you will not regret this, good sir. Ah, yes. You sought passage across the Ruby Sea, did you not? I have a ship you can use.
Well, that's easy enough.
You do? Well then, far be it from us to refuse. You have our deepest thanks.
Well, I feel like it's not for free.
And you mine.
So what are we gonna do with Gyodo now that we have secured our passage through the Ruby Sea? I'm still annoyed he tried to deceive us, but at least we were prepared for it. Even so, next time we should probably try to avoid running around Kugune in the middle of the night with half the city guards snapping at our heels. Still 55, so let's just take the materia. Right then, Gyodo should be coming around soon. I think it's time we had a little chat, don't you? Hi, Mr. Fishy. Rise and shine, little fishy. I know you can hear me. Stop pretending to be asleep or I'll give you another ride on my boot. No more boots! All my secrets are yours with asking. Tell us what you know about Yugiri and Gosetsu, every last detail. And if I find out later that you lied to me. No more lies. The clear, unvarnished truth. You have my word. Only a samurai did I meet. Yes, only him. He asked for a ship, so I provided an introduction to the Garleans. You mean you led him into a trap as you did us because you are an Imperial spy? No, I'm no spy. It was just business. Fear ships pass through Kagune these days, and we have struggled to make ends meet. So when the Garlands offered a bounty for any domans found in Kagune... Oh, my mistake. You're not a spy, but a common cutthroat. Not that I'm surprised. You need half a brain to be a spy. So what happened to the samurai? Such a cruel, vicious tongue you have. He would not go quietly. No. Blades were drawn, men were cut down, and the Sekisugume came. They took the samurai away. Hold on a moment. You mean to tell me the Ijin they arrested the other day was Gosetsu? Oh, had I but known if he was in custody of the Sekisugume, I need only see to it that the requisite funds find their ways into the right officials' hands and your friend will walk free. You know, corrupt governments and all that. As it is in Ul'dah, so it is in Kagune, but given the circumstances, it seems we have no choice but to resort to morally questionable means. We'll make a pragmatist of you yet, Master Alphino. You are free to wait here while I speak with the relevant official, but if you would rather wait for Gosetsu outside the barracks, we can go together. I wouldn't put it past the Imperials to try something again, so mayhap it would be best if Lys Rose and I joined you. Alright, but what about Gyoto? I'll keep an eye on him for the time being. We can release him after you return with Gosetsu. It'll be doubtless have some choice words to say to the little fellow. Sorbonne, mayhap it would be prudent to prepare your ship for our immediate departure. As you wish. Everything's in order, then let's be off. The Sekisugume barracks are to the north. I love the little squeaks that Gyoto makes when he, like, even just barely moves. Alright, looks like is there an 8th right over there? There is, in fact. Looks like it'll be like another 6 missions before we level up again. Must guess they wait here. You may be rest assured this will not take long. Is it really going to be as simple as he says, do you think? He said it wouldn't take long, right? Because this feels a bit long to me. Calm down, Lys. Everything is going to be alright. Much as I hate to admit it, I share Hancock's dim view of government officials and their supposed incorruptibility. From what I've gleaned of the Far East, they're probably exchanging lengthy pleasantries. There seems to be a correct way to do everything here, bribery being no exception. I say we leave it to them. Them to it, right, Rose? Right, everything's fine, probably. I mean, it couldn't be as bad as the last time we stood around waiting for something to happen. God dang it, Lys.
You.
Well, that is for sure Gosetsu.
Was that? That was Gosetsu. I'm sure of it. He's in trouble. Lys, wait!
I suppose we should follow her then.
No sense in standing around now, I suppose. Were they training?
Victory to the samurai!
How many is that now? 10 in a row?
Wait, where's Hancock?
Oh, this is a surprise. What in blue blazes are you three doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. We've been looking all over for you, and then I suddenly heard you screaming.
It would seem there has been a misunderstanding. Allow me to explain.
Well, looks like we'll not get the entire context there.
So, in summary, you started a brawl with some off-duty Imperial soldiers and were subsequently arrested by the Sekisukumi, whom you somehow befriended and convinced to set you free if you could defeat a given number of them in single combat.
What was that number, out of curiosity?
10 bouts for my freedom, aye. 'Tis but a pity you came too late to witness the last one.
So it seemed that both Ishgard and Kugane both enjoy their trial by combat.
And with that, I'm free to go, yes?
Our word once given may not be broken, but we pray you make every effort to avoid future altercations. Circumstances notwithstanding, my lord, we are honored and grateful to have witnessed firsthand the skill of a Doma samurai.
Hopefully none of them recognize us. There's Hancock, though.
Ah, and we had just concluded negotiations. I gather my assistance was not required.
Gosetsu seems very pleased with himself. Also, he's a freaking mountain. Jesus. Like, I already recognize that, but from the top-down view, it's even more prevalent. I must apologize that you endured such trials and tribulations in search of me. There's no need for that. You had no way of knowing we would come looking for you. You were after a ship to take you to Doman, yes? It just so happens we have found a willing captain. Truly? What fortune? We will tell you all about it back at the company offices. Alphino and Tataru are waiting for us there. Oh no, there's more side quests. There's never an end to them. Oh, there is, but also there are not. Let's do the MSQ and then we'll probably do the side quest next. Let's go up on 10. I might actually end stream around now. Gosetsu, thank the 12, you are unharmed. As you can see, Master Alphino, I'm the very picture of health. You, vile fiend! Malevolent trickster, how kind the kami are to grant me vengeance so soon, but first I demand you return the coin you so villainously embezzled from me. You have every right to be angry, good sir. Gladly would I return to you your coin, and have been forced to repay certain gambling debts beforehand. Just gonna freaking make a roast of you. Setting that matter aside for a moment, where is Lady Yugiri? Was she not traveling with you? For a time, but we parted ways some while ago to better improve our chances of finding Lord Hein. Lord Hein? Hine? Hien. Hien, forgive me. Must yet to explain. Lord Hien is the heir to Doma's throne and our master. His was a passionate voice for the cause of Doma liberation. When we learned of the Emperor's death, it only grew louder. So you seized upon the opportunity and rose up to reclaim your freedom, only for your hopes to be dashed when Xenos led his army unto your lands. The Crown Prince was a merciless foe against him. The might of the 12th, we had no chance. Once Lord Hien understood this, he bade Yugiri take to the sea with as many of our people as possible. He, however, would stand and fight that they might have more time to escape. I remained by his side as well, and together we carried out our doomed war. Then one day in a fierce battle we were separated. I knew not what became of him, only that he was beyond the Empire's reach, and that to find him I would need Yugiri's aid. The situation grows more perilous by the day, for the new viceroy, Yotsuyu, is a black-hearted villainess who delights in the torment of our people. There is naught she would not do to further her pursuit of Lord Hien. Hien. Thank you. I believe that makes matters a good deal clear. It should please you to learn that we come to aid the Doman Liberation Front in resuming their efforts to overthrow their imperial oppressors. Then allow me to join you. My inquiries here bore no fruit, hence my desire to return to Authard. Once there, I can lead you to the headquarters in Yangxia, where we shall all be reunited with Yugiri. Mayhap not all. Alphino's talents would seem better applied here in Kugane, working closely with Tadaru and Hancock to feed us intelligence. There is a Garland embassy just down the road, after all. While I appreciate the vote of confidence, I should be glad to accompany you all. As a soldier in the field, so to speak, come now, brother. A competent commander assigns his soldiers the task best suited to them, as you of all people should know, and you are so very good at espionage and intrigue. For we all must serve each in our own way. Very well, it would seem my place is here. Soroban is waiting at the pier. Have fun, you lot. So be curious to know where we are as far as this quest line is concerned. So let me do this real quick. XIV Stormblood MSQ. So we are now, let's see, once more to Ruby Sea, the last voyage, Solace to Sea, Confederate. So once more to Ruby Sea. Where are we? We are once more to the Ruby Sea. So, based on that... Okay, so we just started the 62 through 63 quest line. As we just finished up the making the catfish sing. Perfect. And looks like this next part unlocks the Ruby Sea. And it's a while until we actually hit another dungeon, I think. Yeah, actually a long time. Yeah, Bardam's Medal at level 65 is our next dungeon. So we have, what, 19 quests, plus looks like 20, so around like 40 quests before we actually unlock the next dungeon, where my static and I will reconvene. Jeez. Okay. So actually, I guess this is probably a good spot for us to kind of pause then, as this is the continuation of, or at least the start of this quest chain. We do have some side quests that I could get around to, though I think I'll do so tomorrow, in fact. I will be live again tomorrow at 7 p.m. CST. I'll have to give another shot at climbing the tower. When I think we need to sprint off the top. But I think with that being said, we are going to end the stream here. As always, guys, if you did enjoy the show and you aren't already, please do consider hitting that follow button. Also, we will be setting up for our next campaign of XIV here shortly, so definitely make sure to keep an eye out for that, as we're trying to help kids here in, I believe it is Minneapolis, Minnesota. I believe it's like down Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? Twin Cities. Pretty sure that's correct. Honestly, I haven't been around Minnesota all too much, so here in Minnesota, the Children's Hospital. I'll be setting up for that probably later tonight, so keep an eye out for that as well. With that being said, guys, I'll be live again tomorrow at 7 p.m. CST for some more Final Fantasy, and we have a lot of MSQ to go, so don't you worry. We'll have some more content before we start grinding out our hand and land quests once again. With that being said, I will see y'all then. Bye-bye!